Hello and welcome everyone to Geek Space TV presents Night Witches, Toil and Trouble. And it is so good to see you all here. Hi everyone. Hey. Geek Space TV is a non-profit streaming studio out of Seattle that takes as its mission increasing diversity and representation in geek and gaming spaces. And we have a number of wonderful things we do here at the Geek Space. We have, of course, Night Witches, and on Wednesdays we have Worlds Beyond, which is a cipher system game jammed by Random Tuesday, which is all about world hopping and dimension hopping, and that is excellent, and you should watch that. That is on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. So this is us. I want to let you all know it is wonderful to see you here. It is much appreciated to have all of our wonderful audience members here. And one of the things you can do to support us, and the best thing you can do to support us, is to just be here and be present and watch our shows. And that is very much appreciated. Chat if you like as well. There are other things you can do to support us if you like. There is a button which should be down there, down that way, where you can tweet out, you can sort of share that we are live, so you can bring all of your friends to come and watch us as well. In addition to that, you can follow us, which should be probably up there somewhere. You can follow. You can also subscribe, which is also up there, if you like. All the subscriptions help us pay the rent, pay our cast, bring more good shows to you all. You can also tip us or give us tips or bits, and I think that's somewhere down here. All tip and bit messages will be read out at the half and then at the end. And currently our goal, which you can see up that way, is to help fund the next season of shows, of which we have a number of really cool things coming. We have an Expanse show. We have also a French Resistance show, which will be GM'd by me and may have some of these amazing people here also in the cast. And we will be having a new show run by Random Tuesday, which is currently a secret surprise. I cannot tell you what it is yet because it's a secret, but it'll be good. And you can also subscribe to our Patreon if you like. We have one. Please hang out. You can also find us on Discord, where you can hang out and chat with us. It's a very nice, friendly Discord where we chat about all of the things. It's lovely. You can find us on Discord. You can also find us on Twitter. And you can find us on YouTube, where we have an archive of all of our shows. We also have a podcast version of Night Witches that you can find on SoundCloud. And I think that is all of our admin sort of things. So why don't we introduce our amazing cast on this, our second to last episode of Night Witches. Please, I want everyone to say who you are, where we can find you, and what you do. And let us start with Mac.
Hey guys, I am Mac Bove, and when you're not communicating with me via your crystal vault, you can find me online as @StrangeLikeThat on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm a actor, writer, cosplayer, ne'er-do-well, probably werewolf, all kinds of things.
Wait. Probably a werewolf?
Well, I don't want to say like with absolution right now. I don't want to, really screw myself here.
I feel like if you were a werewolf, you'd know, right?
Huh?
I feel like if you were a werewolf, you'd know.
Well, I know.
Oh.
I don't need everybody else to know for sure. I want them to be able to live in fear.
Fair. I take it.
Pretty sure we would live in fear if we knew you were a werewolf, for sure.
I hope so.
I'm living in fear now. I'm afraid.
I'm feeling real bad that I'm like in Seattle. I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of space. No.
But what if she's a teleporting werewolf? Like, what if she has teleportation powers in addition to werewolf powers?
That'd
Mac?
be bad. Oh my gosh, my commute would suck so much less.
Oh.
And then I could just eat coworkers that annoy me.
That would be the best workplace ever. I would just be like, can she be on my team? That's Maggie, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Margaret Crone, and you can find me on the internet as Margaret Crone. I know, crazy. I do things on the internet, and you can find them there. If you're interested in some games, I make those, and the project that I'm currently working on is Ashes of Creation.
And aren't you also working on your own RPG right now?
It's amazing. Sorry.
Yes, I'm working on a tabletop RPG that is all about witches.
It's amazing.
Sounds so cool.
So we have a werewolf and a witch. I feel like we're almost in like a CW show. We need a few more, and I think
I'm a vampire.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
PB, why don't you introduce yourself?
We just need a zombie, and then we've got all of the major arcs.
Yes. Hello. Hi, I'm Pumpkinberry. PB. You can find me at Twitch and Twitter and pretty much anywhere at Pumpkinberry. I do a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm really excited to be here. And are we talking about our characters yet or no?
No, not yet.
I think not yet. Okay, that's it. I'm really excited to be here.
But wait, aren't you GMing an Unknown Armies game?
Oh my gosh, I am. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Yes, I am. I am on Wednesdays. I GM a horror kind of thriller supernatural show, and I love it, and it's great, and you can check that out at tablestory.tv/nocturne.
And some people, I'm not going to name names, but their names rhyme with Flumpkinberry, are amazing horror GMs. That's just... But we don't know who it is. It could be anyone.
So it's, yeah, strange. Yeah.
But that's
with Flumpkinberry.
Yeah,
that's exactly what...
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Our vampire. And now let's go to our fourth shell game.
Hi. So I guess I'm the zombie. Because, I've seen a lot of Z Nation, and that seems like a pretty cool thing to be these days. I would be a talking one, just in case we were all wondering. I think my color would be green.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we've hit tangents. You can find me on Twitch and on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm the Shell Game. On Twitch, I'm just Shell Game. And you can see me live here in Seattle at Unexpected Productions. And you can see me on the interwebs, which is not as live, but sometimes I chat and things, and on Worlds Beyond at 7 o'clock on Wednesday.
Excellent. And you are our zombie, which leaves me, your GM. I'm Trooper SJP, and I am GMing this motley crew of amazing airwomen. You can find me at Trooper SJP on Twitch, where I stream video games, and I will be playing a fighter in a D&D one-off tomorrow at 1 p.m. on Little Red Dot's channel, and that'll be fun. And, you can find me in all the places. I do the thing. You can find me on Academic Foxhole on Twitter, where I'm still trying to figure out what is the philosophical purpose of Twitter. I haven't figured that one out yet. I don't know.
I was formulating a response to that.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, this is a good discussion.
I know.
I don't know if I can narrow it down into
experiences into a single hashtag or
yeah. Like, I really ponder what Twitter's all about. I don't know. I don't know. This is me.
Your face is just awesome.
This is what I do. We are going to go to credits, and when we come back, we are going to start episode 12, the second to last episode of Night Witches, the episode titled The Nightingale. And I'm sure that will in no way be ominous. We will catch you after the credits, everyone.
I'm going to find you.
Find the Nightingale.
I'm going to throw you under the plane.
Are you the Nightingale?
What if it is you and you've just been kind of like throwing everybody off the whole time?
Who knows?
I'd be sad. I'd be really sad, actually. Your character is one of my favorites in this show.
So no Nightingale for you.
Yeah. If you're the Nightingale, I will rage quit.
We will be right back, everyone. And we are back. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 12 of Night Witches, Toil, and Trouble, the Nightingale. Hi, everyone. So excited. This is our second to last episode, and I'm very sad about that because I'm going to miss this entire cast so much. But at the moment, we are, our crew of women are going to be in Duty Station 6, the last duty station of the game. And we will be in Buchholz, which is a part of Berlin. It's in the northern part of the Berlin area. So our Night Witches are here and they're about to take Berlin. We're coming towards the end of the war. It's like a big sort of moment. But before we get into any of that, I would love for the cast to introduce their characters. Give us your name and then tell us who your character is. Tell us something about, what you look like. Tell us where you're at. And I will probably ask you a question because I do like to ask my introductory questions. Let's go the opposite direction as we did last time. And let's start with Shell Game.
Hi, I'm playing Lena. Her name is Yelena Popova, but it used to be Dozmanova, and I keep trying to call her Lena Dozmanova. So there you go. She is a very mousy sort of creature. She has a lot of anger right now.
She does.
There's been a lot of things that have happened to her, but usually she's pretty quiet and she doesn't handle interpersonal conversations very well. But once she gets up into a plane, like it's a whole different matter. She becomes like she's in her element for a change. It's like looking at a fish on land versus looking at a fish in the water. You see Lena in a plane, she's fish in the water.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
So the last time we saw you, you had rescued a little girl, a Polish little girl who spoke some Russian, from a bombed out and sort of destroyed little village. And you'd sort of brought her back to the town. And then, because she was sort of attached to you and afraid of more loss, you being the only person who has sort of helped her out after her ordeal, you left with her and you were gone last session. I was wondering, what happened with Maria?
I took her back home to my parents. They could use some help on the farm, and I thought that it might be good for her to have a place where she could stay and also not be in orphanages. I thought that it would be a good idea to not be in, for her to not just be another child. My mom has been missing having us around, with me and my brother. Anyway, I took her back there.
I feel like there's some questions to ask about that one later. Anasova. I'm sorry, PB, why don't you tell us about your character, Anasova? Now I'm just referring to you by your character's name.
Yeah, I play Anasova Andreeva, and I am the oldest one here in the group. And so I'm about 37, 38 maybe now. And I'm, have some wrinkles. I don't really, put on a lot of makeup or anything like that. I've got probably some sandy blonde hair by this point. It's kind of a little like unkempt, but it's kept back in a ponytail maybe. And I've had it a little rough. A year and a half ago, my wing woman was discovered to be a traitor, and then we were captured and interrogated, and we escaped, or so I thought. But it turns out we were actually let go because my wing woman was a traitor, and she was shot, killed in front of me, and then everybody in the unit has just kind of distanced themselves from me. So that was a bit rough. And we just discovered that she wasn't the only one. So now we're trying to find out who that is.
And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the last session, when you were in Poland, your group captured an SS officer who was one of the people who had tortured you.
Yes.
And he was the one who revealed that back when he was still in that unit, there was someone else on your base back in Pashkovskaya who was working with him. And some of this information came out because you questioned him. You were brought in by everyone's favorite Politruk, Captain Olga Barsukova.
That's right.
And she had you question him while she stood around pleasantly in the background.
Yep.
In that moment, here is a person who tortured you, and you had and who was saying somewhat offensive things, entitled things. And you had a chance to punch this guy or do something like that, but you didn't. You just spat on him and walked out. Why?
Ooh. This was a hard choice because I think initially PB was like, yeah, absolutely, get justice. But I think when I actually thought about it, he took a lot from me, and I'm not going to let him take that last bit. That's it.
Nice. Okay, Maggie, tell us about your character.
I play Irina Alberg, who is the Swede of them all, but try not to bring that up really much. She's pretty young. She's the youngest of 7 children. So in order to get attention from her parents, she's kind of become quite a loud, boisterous, very blunt person. I promise I'm a nice person. She might not be. She's got short, frizzy brown hair, and she's really tall and bulky. And maybe at first noticed, someone might think she's actually a man and not a woman. But she is, in fact. She doesn't really keep her uniform well kept. Same with her hair. She's similar to PB's character. She doesn't really care what she looks like that much, nor does she care what other people think of what she looks like. And if they have something bad to say, she might just make it so they can't talk anymore. You know, it's fine.
For a while, you know. I have a question for you. It has been 6 months since Poland, and now you're right outside of Berlin. And when last we saw you, you and your very best friend, Anastasia, had a very sort of nice, pleasant time with each other, hanging out in the wheat dome that you all constructed. And she gave you a kiss on the cheek before she left. And after that, you seemed a little suspicious or wary. So I ask you, how have you and Anastasia been interacting since then? It's been about 6 months.
I think Irina has been a little awkward around it. She probably thinks that Anastasia thinks something more than what is really happening. I sees her as a friend, but maybe is just trying to make sure that they don't get in trouble for some naive feeling that Anastasia has, because, you know, she has a lot of those.
She does.
Usually not Irina, but yeah.
Anastasia is prone to having crushes on people all the time. This is true. And how is your letter writing with Andrei going? Andrei Kazanov.
It has continued, and he keeps writing her, and she keeps writing back.
All right.
But she won't admit that.
No, of course not. Yeah. You know, the 218th is actually not far from where you're stationed. You're not on the same base, but you're very, very close. Have you seen him at all?
I think he probably has convinced her to see him, but in secret. She doesn't let the people know.
Yeah, because she has a rep to protect. And Mac, why don't you tell us about your character?
Hey, I am playing Nikita Nick Volkova, and Nick is kind of wiry, roguish build, and she's got short auburn hair, face full of freckles. She started out a little bit more carefree, but as time has gone on and she's seen what's happened in her unit and in the war, she's become more reserved, a lot more stoic about things. And it's been really rough for her because she fell in love with Mel, who is one of the mechanic armorers. And that's, obviously a forbidden thing. Mel has been sent away in the past for it. And right now there had been suspicions that Mel is actually the Nightingale.
So I want to ask you a question. It's been 6 months since Poland, and I know that you said that you and Mel should see each other a little bit less to sort of lessen suspicion. So that probably is not easy. But, chat wants to know. They have asked me. They want to know, has Nick told Lena about her and Mel? And I know that the answer is no, so that's not the question. The question I want to ask is, how does Nick feel about the fact that she hasn't told Lena about her and Mel?
It's really been killing her because she felt so bad that Lena got sent away, and Lena and her have gotten to be so close, and she knows how much of a confidant she is for Lena, and I think Lena in every other way has become a confidant for her, but she's holding back this one thing, and she's really scared that this information, not even so much that it'll hurt Lena, which it probably would, but that something, just the more people that know, the worse that it is for everyone, and she doesn't want to see anybody get sent away again.
Mm-hmm. So juicy. So juicy. I have a quote. I like to start each episode of this show with a quote because, after all, we are doing a show that is based on historical fact. We are, of course, in fiction, but the 588th was a real place, and there were these amazing women who did this work. And so I have a quote from Senior Lieutenant Serafima Amasova Tarenko, who was a pilot and also the deputy commander of the regiment. And this is what she had to say. She said, "The women in the regiment were very friendly and caring with each other. It helped us stand our situation. When I would see that one crew was caught by artillery fire and spotlights, and I was flying behind them, I would start bombing those projectors and positions and help them escape death. So friendship, mutual support, and love of our motherland helped us to endure and to await the victory. It is a surprise that during the war, none of us had ever asked for a rest at the hospital for some illness. They paid attention to the women in the regiment, and the girls had the right not to fly, but the women didn't report to the regimental doctor or tell anybody about their problems. They kept on flying. After the war, we had a lot of headaches. We couldn't relax and had very hard problems with sleeping because for nearly 3 years we turned over day and night. During the daytime, we could not sleep for only about 4 hours, and that is not enough. Then, with training and briefing, there were a lot of sleepless nights. For the first year after the war, everyone had problems with sleeping, and I know that there were no sleeping pills. I couldn't sleep for at least 3 months. I could go on talking about it because we had been fighting for over 1,000 nights. 1,000 nights in combat. Every day, the girls became more courageous. To fly a combat mission is not a trip under the moon. Every attack, every bombing is a dance with death. In spite of this, every girl knew the danger, and none ever refused to fly her mission or used a pretext to avoid participating in the bombing. Our feelings were that we were doing a simple job, just a job to save our country, to liberate it from the enemy. I don't know what was in the hearts of these girls when they were climbing into and sitting in the cockpit before their flight. I don't know, but you could not read on their faces any fear or feeling of danger. They performed their duty with an open heart and very honestly and bravely." And so, we find ourselves in May of 1945. As a matter of fact, it's May 25th, 1945. which is Anasava's name day, as it turns out. Because she said last session that was when her name day was, and I wrote it down. And it says right here, right, that we are March through May 1945, which means it's your name day today. Name day.
We're May now?
Yep. May 1945. Here we are. And we are... So Berlin is quite large, and we are at the very top of Berlin in a place called Französische Buchholz, or Buchholz it's called. And it's just in the north part of Berlin. And we are in this moment where the war is pushing towards its conclusion. We're in the death spasms right now, where it's desperate, and you are right there in front of Berlin. And Berlin is on fire. It is constantly on fire. And you are at the tip of the logistical spear. You're getting supplies and resources all the time. And the 218th is not far, which means Lena, your husband, is not too far away. And at the moment, the rallying cry for you all is to Berlin. You are headed there, and you know you are at this moment flying really intensely dangerous missions. And you are fighting against suicidally brave opponents who have nothing left to lose. So you are, even though you are this close to victory, the danger is more than ever. And you can see the burning of Berlin below you as you fly. And most of this area is completely flattened, and you can just see church spires and sort of arcs and sort of beautiful landmarks that are what you're using to sort of find your way. We should go and I think perhaps draw our duty station a little bit. Now, in Buchholz, you are staying in nice accommodations. It is a Luftwaffe base that you have liberated, so you are no longer in some sort of terrible swamp or dugout or sad tent where you have to do the flappy knock. You actually have a really nice base that you've taken over as you've pushed out the Nazis. So I would like for us to sort of draw a little bit. Where can someone give me the airfield that we have in Buchholz? And, you know, a nice airfield would be lovely. A nice airstrip.
I could do that.
Thank you. And will someone else show me where the barracks are and also a really nice dining hall?
I'll do that.
And maybe Maggie, would you tell me where the hangars are and the machinist workshop?
Sure. I've been keeping an eye on that, so...
I'm sure you have. As a matter of fact, I know that you had all had some plans. So, PB, I have a question for you. What reminder of the Third Reich cannot be erased from where you are staying?
Oh, dear. The smell.
The smell.
Yep.
So there's this smell, right, that you can never seem to finish. Like smells of death, right? And you have this beautiful, beautiful airbase that seems so wonderful, but yet you can't get rid of this smell of death, which makes the comfortable, like you have comfortable cots, like everything you have is nice, but there are still swastikas on buildings sort of painted over, but still there, and you can still have this smell. Let me ask, what comfortable building has the NKVD commandeered for its own use?
I feel like they commandeered the library, but they took all of the books out.
Oh. Where are those books now?
I think they're just sitting in the alley, like right beside. Like they were in the way. They needed to store all of their paperwork, so they just took they literally like chucked the books out the window.
Oh, will somebody give me this library where the NKVD is now? Because that would be amazing. Food. Yes. And I imagine up there, up on the north of the airship, is where we have our hangar. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not letting me type, so I'm trying to refresh to do that.
What? They should let you type. Let me ask this question of Mac. What, according to the rumors, what will happen to the female aviators when the war is over? I mean, the war's almost over, right? What will happen to you all, according to rumors?
According to rumors,
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of rumors that they'll just shut down the unit and send everybody home, that there won't be an opportunity for the women to continue on anymore in this career.
How's everybody feeling about that?
After doing it for so long and it being, part of, daily existence, it feels surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I really feel anything about it yet because I don't believe that it's happening. Yeah, I think it's too surreal.
Mm-hmm.
I think Irina expects that would be the rumor because people see them as, we should be making babies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think that she doesn't think that it'll be the end for her because she's stubborn.
What about Lena?
I think she's mad about that, and anytime anyone says anything to the effect of, once the war is over, we're not going to fly anymore. Like, she usually starts swinging.
Irina, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, your good buddy, Lena Popova, has gotten a little bit of a violent streak in her. Now, you...
Yeah, I taught her how to do that.
Yeah, you taught her, and now she punches people all the time. How do you keep her out of trouble?
I think I don't. Sometimes I think I might be part of it.
Oh, you too. So,
we did develop a fight club. Is that still a thing that we're doing?
You have a fight club.
Oh, it's time to blow up some steam.
Oh, I invited Anastasia to that, just so you know.
Oh.
She makes fists like this.
Oh, at least she's not making fists like this.
No, she's trying. She's getting better. But her fists are not good. Oh, no. So, here you are. There have been some changes since we last left each other. Titania Petrova, who is your squadron leader, she was your section leader, and now she's your squadron leader. She has been promoted to captain. She is now the deputy commander of the regiment. She is the chief of staff, which is this great honor. She is, however, currently not here because she's been sent off to training. She has to do some training to sort of get herself up to speed with this new position that she's had, which is pretty amazing, which leaves the question, who is going to be leading your section at the moment? Because there is, of your group, only one person with the rank who would be the person to lead that section. And that would be Anastasia, because she is your lone junior lieutenant. And having her be in charge is such a good idea. I'm sure it will work out well. But let's start with the mess tent. You are in this mess tent, and it's not a tent, it's an actual building. It's very nice, and you have real food at this point. And you're getting food from the Americans as well, so you've got supplies coming in, and it is nice. And you're all together, all of you, in this mess tent, sort of just waiting for it to, you're having food. You're all there. The Greek is there. Ivanova is there. I should just let everybody know, some logistics. Because it is a new duty station, everyone is healed and all of your planes are repaired, because that happens when you get to a new duty station. But we do have one in the mission pool, thanks to Anasova's criticism from the last session. Gentle correction was made, and so we have one in the mission pool. And we also had a few people have changed their role just a little bit for this last duty station, and we will see how that goes. But we begin. It is dawn. You have come back from a mission, and you've done your debriefing, and now you're all having your dinner in the early morning, sitting in this sort of nice mess hall with the women of your squadron. And Ivanova's there, looking sour. She's been, I have to say that since Poland, she's been very suspicious of people. She's been, her eyes are always watching. She's always watching to see who might be the Nightingale, the traitor that you know is in your unit. And now that you're in Berlin with the Nazis so close, there's a little bit more tension about this traitor. Like, who could this person be who's sneaking out information in trucks or maybe in dummy munitions? And so she's determined to try to figure out who is the Nightingale. So she's often just a little on edge, and you're all together.
I think Irina and her are both, like, I think Irina's with her on that front.
Yeah, and she often will sort of show up and like sort of talk to Irina and say, hey, you know, I saw so-and-so, but I didn't see so-and-so. What do you think about this? And really trying to figure out who might be this person. And so you find yourselves in this mess tent together on this Anasova's name day. What do you all do?
I think Lena's just like sat down next to everyone and she's just like shoveling food into her mouth.
I think Nick is a little exasperated and leans into Lena and says, the way they keep, looking around for the Nightingale, I think their eyes are going to fall out of their heads.
Probably, but people want to have something to look for, If they don't have anything to look for, then they look for something else. So besides, what if there really is someone who's, better to find him, right?
I'm sure someone's doing something they oughtn't, but I can't help but laugh every time they look around, like, they're gonna spot someone with a sign that says, hey, I'm the Nightingale on them.
Right? As if someone's gonna walk up and just like say, it's me.
Surprise.
By the way, I already handed the Nazis all the planes.
Are we all sitting at this table?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's not something to joke about.
Yeah.
People have died. And I kind of like look at Anasova and I'm like, or Anasova, and I'm like, for being traitors.
And Ivanova says, yeah, have some respect, Popova.
Don't tell me what to do, asshole.
You're the asshole.
I like nudge her and I'm like, not Lena, the other girl.
Ivanova.
Yeah.
You talk tough, Popova.
I will attempt to punch you again.
Oh, will you?
Ladies, keep it on the ring.
You know what,
Nice.
Popova?
If you've got the guts for it.
Popova, listen to me. You're small. You're small. You're embarrassing. You are shameful.
That's enough.
Lena's gonna go over the top of the table.
Oh no.
I need you to tempt fate, my friend.
Oh boy.
Nick's gonna attempt to grab her around the waist as she goes launching over the table.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm going to be helpful or not, but I'm going to try.
And by the way, tempting fate is guts.
Here we go.
Oh,
a success with a 10.
that is
Yes.
success. So, I want you to tell me about this blow to her face. Tell me how this happens.
So I think it's like Lena's gotten better, so she throws her plate first to distract her, and then she comes clocking with the like haymaker right over the top. And I imagine like right as she like follows through, right like right across, that's when like Nick pulls her back. But she's probably got food all over her, and then like a nice little Lena-sized fist print right across her face.
So Ivanova goes flying out, and you hear this terrible crack as the back of her head hits one of the benches behind her. And Nick, you're holding Lena, and it's like there's like blood coming out of Ivanova's back of Ivanova's head. And as this happens, into the mess tent with sort of like 2 bottles of champagne is the regimental commander, Yevdokia Bershanskaya, and also Captain Olga Barsukova.
I'll help her up from the table, or from the bench that she hit her head on.
And she's looking a little woozy. She's clearly taken some harm. And there's like, there's like, she's not like streaming or gushing blood, but she's clearly cut the back of her head, and she looks a little woozy. And the major says, "What is the meaning of this? What is going on?"
Nothing.
I like lightly say under my breath, karma.
Apparently Ivanova can't keep her butt under her, and she fell off the seat. We were trying to catch her, but we didn't get her in time.
Yeah, that's how my food got over there. Lena's sweating.
She, grabbed the tray and food went everywhere. Tripping. Terrible coordination.
I'm going to need somebody to act up on this one. This is clearly an act up.
I think that's probably me.
Yes, I think it is.
You had the most.
You started, and we're just backing you up.
Yeah.
And I was not helping at all.
No. Would you like to act up like a hooligan, like a lady, or a natural-born Soviet airwoman?
Well, Olga is here like a lady.
That will be guts.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was a big old nasty fail of 3.
That is a fail, my friend.
Yeah, yep.
And
awesome.
Neither one of these 2 women believe this story at all. At all. And they go,
I didn't believe either.
Well, you also saw me jump across the table and clock her.
And you see the 2 women speak to each other for a moment. And the major says, "I have business to take care of right now in the mess hall. So, Sergeant Popova, Captain Barsukova will speak with you about your behavior."
Just sweat. Just a lot of sweat.
And Captain Barsukova says, "I wish I could have been here for this ceremony. But, Sergeant Popova, come with me. We need to have a conversation."
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
To the library. And she is going to walk you out of the mess hall.
I think we're all just watching.
Yeah, Nick mouths to Lena, "Be careful."
He mouths thanks back, but then after I said it like that, I realized nobody knew what I said. So.
And they leaving you all in this sort of, bit of an array. And Dozmanova sort of sits down, and the major walks over to her and looks at the back of her head.
Yeah.
"You'll have to go to the doctor and have that checked out. You have a mission tonight. We'll need you in full health. Go. And Ivanova sort of, takes, a napkin and puts to the back of her head and sort of leaves, leaving the rest of you all. And the Major looks at you all and says, I'm very disappointed. We're all sisters. This is not the way that we should be behaving. We are not hooligans. We are natural-born airwomen. We are at the point of winning this war. You cannot behave this way. Well, I'm here for good news. I wish I had not been... Andreeva, front and center?
Yes, I stand at attention, absolutely. Front and center.
Anasova, Sergeant Anasova Andreeva. You're the first person I want to address today. And I want to address this in front of the entire squadron.
I am sweating right now. My worst nightmare is happening.
I'm like, oh my gosh, is she the spy?
And that is exactly what I think is about to happen.
You, before Pashkovskaya, had a very decorated and promising career. You had been awarded medals for valor. You were a junior lieutenant, an officer. You were someone who the motherland had great hopes for. And since that time, a cloud of suspicion fell upon you. Your medals were stripped, and you were demoted down to sergeant. I know this has been a difficult time for you, but I also know that you were blameless, and then she looks at everyone else in the room, blameless for any kind of rumor or accusation that was thrown upon you. This that has been done cannot be undone, the harm and the pain that was caused. But the women of our regiment are loyal and are brave, and there will be no dishonor on those who serve the motherland. And she takes out 2 new shoulder boards with the rank of junior lieutenant on them. You are hereby restored to the rank that you had before. You are now Junior Lieutenant Anasova Andreeva. And she removes your sergeant shoulder boards, and she places on your shoulders the junior lieutenant boards that you had so long ago but had been stripped from you for so long, and they are back on your shoulders. And then she smashes your shoulders, the shoulder boards, right down there, and she says, also, junior lieutenant, you will be taking charge of this section until my new chief of staff returns, because you have shown leadership and responsibility and bravery, and you are someone I could not imagine anyone else leading this section in Captain Petrova's absence other than you, Junior Lieutenant.
Oh, I have a tear coming down my face that I refuse to acknowledge.
But, Junior Lieutenant, there are 2 more things that must be dealt with, I think, before you may sit down and join the rest of your crew. 2 serious and important things. And she nods, and a glass of champagne is brought to you. An empty glass, just the champagne glass itself. You have done amazing works of bravery, all in the midst of difficult times. Other women would have left. They would have quit, or their performance in the plane might have suffered, but yours never did. And so, while this may only be a small means to restore your honor, I would like to present you with the Medal of Battle Merit. And
Oh yeah, a couple more tears.
the Order of Glory. Junior Lieutenant, for your tireless devotion to the Soviet state, for your role in the bombing of Gdansk and the uncovering of an SS officer and the extraction of information from him, you have been awarded the Medal of Battle Merit. This medal is awarded for successful combat action resulting in a military success, courageous defense of the state borders, or successful military and political training and preparation. You are also awarded the Order of Glory for your remarkable actions at Gdansk. As you know, this medal is awarded to those of the Red Army, but also to aviation lieutenants who display glorious feats of bravery, courage, fearlessness in the battle for the Soviet motherland. Congratulations on this honor, and I personally am very proud of you. And I want you to know, Junior Lieutenant, that the text of these citations have been sent to your parents. They will know.
Now I'm crying.
They will know of your deeds. Congratulations, Tovarich. And she places both medals in the champagne glass, and she herself personally pours champagne into that flute.
Thank you, Captain.
And she smiles. Now, you are not the only... You may be seated.
Yeah.
Sergeant Volkova. Sergeant Alberg. Front and center.
Yes.
I step forward, and like when I step forward, I put my hand on Nasova's shoulder and like kind of nod at her.
And you're both handed 2 empty champagne flutes.
Sigh of relief.
I take mine and kind of smile and give a smirk at Nick.
Sergeant Volkova, you have been awarded the Medal of Battle Merit for your bravery and for your work as a navigator at the Battle of Gdansk and your tireless effort to help free Poland. This medal is awarded for successful combat action resulting in a military success, courageous defense of state borders, or successful military and political training and preparation. And we are all proud of you, comrade.
Thank you.
And she fills your flute up with champagne. And then she turns to Alberg. Sergeant Alberg, I'm disappointed that you're not yet a junior lieutenant. Let us hope this will be corrected sometime in the near future. On this day, you have been awarded the Order of the Red Star, which you all know is a fairly impressive award. You have been awarded this medal for your decisive actions, liberating Warsaw from the Nazi Hitlerite bandits. The order is awarded for courage and bravery in battle, for excellent leadership in combat that contributes to the success of our troops, or for the successful operations of military units which result in the enemy suffering considerable casualties or damage. Were it not for your quick thinking and your work in the last campaign, we would not have found the SS officer, and Poland would not at this point be liberated. Congratulations, Sergeant Alberg. And she fills your glass with champagne.
She looks super confident and like takes the glass and clinks it with Nick's and chugs it.
Now, I have been told one more thing before I leave you for this moment. One more thing, and the door opens and there's Sergeant Yu, and she has a cake. This one is not a sad cake. It is a beautiful cake. And it's, it's got fruit on the top with a nice sort of slight glaze. I was told that today is the name day of one of our most beloved comrades, Junior
I'm
Lieutenant
looking around like, whose birthday is it?
Anasova Andreeva. It is your name day. Let me present with you, I'm sure you will share with your section mates, this cake. And she takes the cake from Sergeant Yu, who is beaming and smiling, and she hands you this cake. It's more like a fruit tart, really, but, you know, as it is. Now.
I imagine that people who were really nasty to me are probably feeling or looking very uncomfortable at this moment.
Yes, they are.
So I would like to actually take the cake and set it down and just gesture for everybody to come and have some.
And Anastasia comes up, and she just is standing right by you, just really shoulder to shoulder to you, just standing right by you waiting. And you're not quite sure what she's waiting for. And the major says, well, carry on, Junior Lieutenant. I will expect to see you a little bit later so we can discuss mission briefings for the evening. But you have your time. And she walks out with Sergeant Yu, and the minute she leaves, Anastasia just throws her arms around you and gives you the biggest hug.
I hug her back and I actually whisper to her, you see their faces. That's why you always take the high ground.
Oh.
And she just you can feel her nod, right? She doesn't say anything, but you can feel her nod.
Yeah. Now let's have some cake.
And she cuts a piece and she gives you the first piece. And then she gives the second piece to Irina. Then, which is a little bit bigger.
As she's handing out cake, I actually look at Nick and I'm like, catching up to me.
Well, you know, one does what one can.
Because I think I have that merit already. That's the battle merit one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I'll look over and down at Anasova and say, congratulations.
You too.
You are.
It's an honor to fly with you. All of you. In fact, Anastasia, make our slices a little bigger.
Oh, okay. And she cuts just for the section, and then she's like, do you want me to give them some?
Oh yeah, anybody can have some. Absolutely.
So she cuts the cake, and then she goes off, right, to distribute pieces of cake amongst everyone. And then someone sidles up.
Oh boy.
It's the Greek. She's like, so, I heard a rumor.
What'd you hear this time?
I heard that there's going to be some sort of... Well, I heard the boys of 218th are going to try to go and raid us tonight or do some sort of shenanigans. That's what I heard.
Like they could.
That's what I heard.
Well, it won't matter because we'll be on a mission.
No, we're gone. They'll do something stupid to our barracks. That's what I heard.
Maybe we set up a trap for them.
I like the sound of that.
I'm just telling you what I heard. And she sort of heads off with a piece of cake.
Is there any cake left?
There's a little bit, yes.
I look at the cake and then I look over at her and I'm like, we could leave a very sweet trap.
Okay. I like what you're thinking.
You know, we could put something in the cake if they wanted to steal it. You know, I'm sure maybe a mouse trap or something similar.
Okay. I'm in.
And you hear from the corner, you hear Mel say, food trap? I've got some extra vodka.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I bet we could put some half vodka, half fuel. Wouldn't kill them. It would just make them sick.
I don't know about that though. What about their missions? We don't want them too sick.
How much can they really drink before they realize that it's not just vodka? They'll be fine.
Listen to her. She knows. Paint. We need paint. Oh, we'll have to make a plan. And Mel's excited as she starts like talking to the rest of the mechanic armors about like what they can do to help aid your plans to trap the 218th on their raid. It's so nice. Let's go to a place that's less nice. Well, no, it's very nice because there's chai tea there.
Oh
No.
I don't. Chai tea before this show was not a bad thing in my head.
Oh, Lena. You are walked right into what used to be a beautiful library and is now, I mean, you can still see like this beautiful wooden table, right? It was clearly something where officers would be. There's a seat there, a seat on the other side, and a nice serving of chai. And she just leads you in and she says, please, have a seat. Popova, Sergeant, just sit.
Lena sits. She's still sweating pretty bad.
And Svetlana Sheremetova comes in with her notepad. And Olga says, Senior Lieutenant, you won't be needed in this interview this time. Do a mail runner, whatever it is. I would like to speak to Sergeant Popova in private. Go on. And Svetlana looks a little nervous, like is not quite certain what this is going to be about, and so just leaves and shuts the door behind her.
Lena like watches her go like, wait, now there's no witnesses?
Would you like a cup of chai?
Yeah, no, yes, yes, no, yes,
Please make up your mind.
yes.
Excellent. And she walks over to this tea service and she pours a cup for you and a cup for her and she prepares them both. And she comes back over and she slides this cup of chai over to you. And then she sits down on her side and she just smells the chai and it smells so delicious, such high quality. And she takes a sip. Please. Have some. It won't bite. I have some sugar if you'd like that, or does that taste fine for you?
No, 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 yes, no,
Come now. We're only among friends here. Relax.
Okay. I'm relaxed.
Good. So, we should have a small discussion, you and I. I'm concerned about you. You've been getting into fights.
Mostly there have been a lot of accidents.
My dear. I may have been born at night, but I was not born last night.
It won't be a problem. It won't be a problem. I promise.
A farmer.
Again.
Yes? You're from a farming family.
Yes.
And you took that small orphan girl with you back to your family, did you not?
Please don't hurt her. Yes. Yes. She's helping my mom. You see, my mom, her hands don't work so well anymore, and she needed someone else to help out. So I thought that it would be.
She just places your hand on her hand on your hands. Take a deep breath, my dear. Just breathe in and breathe out. There's no need to be so nervous. Anger's not good for the soul, my dear. Did you know I grew up on a farm? This was a while ago, of course. Before the Civil War, when of course we still had a czar. You wouldn't know anything about that, you're too young. Just terrible times. You can't imagine what it was like living under a czar. It was awful. Terrible things happened to women in those days. No one could do anything about it. People like you and I suffered greatly. No one looked out for us at all. When the Civil War happened, so many people were murdered, killed. See people die in front of your faces. It's not a good thing. To see your family taken away, your mother, perhaps, go missing, not be able to do anything about it. That sort of a thing can make you angry. Can make you full of rage. But my dear, rage doesn't get you anywhere. Nowhere at all. If you let rage consume you, you will burn up and die. And then they will have won. Instead, my dear, you have to become successful. You must become cooler than them. Perhaps a little cold. But a cold that will keep you sustained until you can become someone who can right any wrongs that might have happened in the past. So, my dear, I think you need more guidance. Don't be so angry. That will only lead to pain and suffering for you, and I don't want that for you. I think you have potential.
Potential?
Yes. If you could learn to channel this anger into something more productive, I think you could become an excellent model Soviet woman. Someone that everyone could look up to. You have an interesting story. You've made some missteps, but you've corrected them.
Yeah, I've, yeah. Lena just is gonna like slowly take a sip of her tea and then put it back down. What are you, do you, I'm not, what do you want from me?
I want you to be your best self. I want you to learn some self-control, my dear. You'll need that for whatever future you might have. And you see that there's a file on her desk, and it is your file. I've taken a personal interest in your career. I would like you to show me, to prove to me that you are worth my interest. When this war is over, there will be many opportunities for women who wish to stay in the service.
To fly?
Many possibilities. I think that you are not yet a member of the party, and I think you should become one.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I think it's I have always believed in Mother Russia, and yes. Sorry, I'm not very good with word things.
I'm going to ask you an out-of-character question. Are you lying or telling the truth?
Lena thinks that this is the way that she's going to get to fly after the war. She's all in.
Are you lying or telling the truth?
Oh, lying about joining the Soviets? Or not being good with words? Because she's not good with words.
No, about your love of Mother Russia.
Oh. She's lying now.
Then you need to roll... This is an informal interview. You need to roll luck.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a success at an 11.
You have success.
So nervous that she can't tell.
You lie to the Pola truck. And she stares at you with her eyes. These very cold eyes that have no warmth in them, but with this smile on her face. She just leans in closer to you. And she says, Popova.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to do the following things. 1. Become more confident. The Soviet state needs confident women, not nervous, small, mousy women. Take your anger and channel it into confidence. Don't be nervous. Be bold. Be strong. Smile. Listen. Know that if you do the right things, you will have the power to make your own destiny and to make anyone pay who has wronged you and to punish any enemy of the state.
I look forward to that.
What do you love?
Mother Russia.
What else?
The good of the people who live in her.
What do you fear?
Those who would tear it apart.
What else?
Those who hide and whose ulterior motives would tear it apart anyway.
Do you love your husband?
Of course. Deeply.
Do you love him more than you love Mother Russia?
No.
That is good to hear. Well, my dear, this was a lovely, pleasant conversation. Please know, I'll be looking out for you.
Thank you.
Confidence?
Thank you, ma'am.
You will be successful.
I know.
Well, you may go, but keep your eyes out, won't you?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
We do have a traitor that will be found. I want you to keep your eyes open for who that might be.
Have you heard anything?
Well, their worries, their concerns. Some information was found, not where it should be. I think the Nightingale is active again.
I'll find her.
Good. And if anyone approaches you about anything untoward, know that I will listen to you. Don't show your hand, though, my dear. No punching people. That's hot. You must be cool. You're dismissed.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Lena's gonna like jump up, salute, and then head out the door. She is just thoroughly stoked in typical Lena fashion. But as soon as she gets outside, she's gonna head for where Svetlana is to find out what's come through the mail, or see if she can find out more about what information was where it shouldn't have been, because now she wants to find out who this Nightingale is. Because it means she gets to fly after the war.
Let's, as you are heading towards Svetlana's, which is the office down the hall, let's scoot over a little bit to Irena. Where are you right now?
Ooh. I don't know. I think it depends on what we're doing. Possibly working with Anasova on this trap for the gentleman.
Yeah, we're probably using a funnel and trying to get some booze and cake or some whatever in the cake, and we're just gonna that's the plan. We're gonna pour this into the cake.
Maybe let's not put it in the cake. Let's have the cake on the side, and then fill the bottle up with half the fuel, half the vodka. Actually, no. Right. Is it not mixed then? I don't know.
Oh, so you are in the hangar, clearly, where you're going to be able to get some sort of chemicals and excitement, and you're all sort of in the hangars getting ready. And in comes Ivanova, who's got a little bit of a bandage in the back of her head. Head wounds bleed a lot, but they're not so bad. And she's like, Alberg, come here. I want to talk to you.
Okay, I'll be right back. I say to Anasova, and I walk over there.
Alberg, about this Nightingale thing, I think we have to be more proactive.
Okay. What do you have in mind?
So, what do we know? We know they maybe hide messages in dummy munitions. We know that they put messages in trucks, right? In supplies.
Yeah.
I want to we've got to search things or something like that. We can't just, come on.
Well, we've been checking all of our ammunitions before we go out every night. We haven't found anything yet.
There's got to be a way to figure it out.
I have an idea, but I don't think it's a good one.
What's your idea?
Well, we know where all the letters are.
Yeah?
We know who's putting them everywhere.
Okay. I'm going to look into things. It's a good idea. Okay. Don't worry, I got this.
I wander over.
Yes.
Because I see there's some.
Oh yes.
Do you guys have a better idea for this prank? What are you talking about over here?
Nothing.
What? What do you mean nothing?
Nothing.
Well, you're clearly talking about something. Come on, fill me in.
I look at Ivanova.
Ivanova looks at Arena. They both look a little bit guilty.
Yeah, we're not good at hiding our emotions.
Look, there's got to be a way to figure out who the Nightingale is. Every night we go up without figuring out who it is another night we put ourselves in danger.
I told Ivanova I kind of have an idea.
Okay. What's your idea?
It's not a good one.
I think it might be a good one.
Okay, what is it?
Well, we all know where our letters come from, right?
Yeah,
They all go through the same person?
right.
Exactly.
So you think it what?
It could be.
I don't think that maybe, but or maybe someone's sneaking letters in there. I don't know.
I wonder if there's a way we could leave a trap, but not for the boys. What if we put the fuel on the actual what if we left fuel somewhere where it's not visible, but when they go to drop something off, it gets all over the uniform?
But then wouldn't it be on all the letters?
Well, not all of the letters, because aren't they dropping? They're only stealing certain things or dropping things off in our where our bombs are. That's where they're hiding things, right?
They're hiding things in our bombs. That's what they said. And they said that sometimes they get messages out on trucks. So like maybe we search the trucks or we hide on a truck. There's so many trucks though.
There are a lot of trucks, but are there any going out near enemy territory? Like we can narrow it down by which trucks are going out when.
Right.
And Irina mentioned the paint. That might actually be a really good idea. What if we were to just leave paint in a spot that might be not so obvious that could potentially get on them? We do a different color of paint for a different set of trucks so we can at least narrow it down.
What if it gets on Shemitova?
It was an accident.
I don't think she'll find it as an accident. She's kind of scary sometimes.
Why don't we just stake out the trucks though and see if anybody, like after they're loaded up, if anybody comes in, it's suspicious?
Because that's not proof. It's just somebody walking near a truck.
Yeah, but
yeah, we could try that.
Okay. All right. So we'll have to set up things. We'll take different trucks and we'll catch whoever it is. Okay. Nick. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
What?
And she's trying to pull you away from the mechanic armorers to this little gaggle.
Nick comes over reluctantly.
So, did you find out if maybe Mel was doing anything?
Mel is not doing anything.
Are you sure?
Yeah, are you sure? Because, I mean, I thought, it's really easy for them to deceive. That's all.
What do you mean by them?
Well, my wing woman. I had no idea.
I think she means traitors, them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think I meant?
We're all just staring at her like...
I think this is important, but I think the rumors are getting out of hand. How do we know the people that are talking about the rumors the most aren't trying to just deflect, guilt from themselves?
Well,
I think every rumor should be investigated until we verify it's, not an issue, and then we move on to the next person.
Especially if we have proof with those rumors.
How's to do it? There's so many rumors.
Why are you being so defensive about? Want to find who this is?
Because I think it's ridiculous if we turn this into a witch hunt.
But there is a witch.
Yeah. That could be killing a lot of people. That already has killed a lot of people.
And what if you point fingers at somebody who actually is innocent and they get the blame for it and the person who's actually doing it gets away?
That's why we want to find proof. We don't want to just point fingers. We don't want to just follow the rumors. We want to figure out if the rumors are true.
Yeah.
And how do you propose to do that? That's what I'm asking.
Well, we kind of got an idea.
Okay.
We think we should stake out the different trucks. Because if messengers are getting sent out in trucks somehow, we can see if somebody sneaks on us an extra package or something.
Sure, we can sit around and watch trucks.
Look.
It'll make you feel better. I will come and personally help you guys watch trucks.
I don't know if watching the trucks, why don't we watch the room where all of the packages are being kept? Who else goes in that room?
Yeah, we could just like hide in there.
Sergeant Yu, that's her place. What if she's the one?
Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. But like Anasova said, maybe it's the person we least expect.
Why Nightingale?
Wonder what that has to do with anything. Do you think that's a clue?
I think it might be.
Maybe?
People don't just pick names out of thin air. Usually they try to pick something that means something to them. Do we know anybody that sings? Do we know anybody that... Yeah,
I mean, we kind of do.
That Anastasia, she sings.
It's not Anastasia.
And how do you know that? You're so keen on blaming other people you don't have proof for, and then another name comes up and you go, well, it can't be them. Maybe it is. It's the person you least suspect.
She shakes her head, is clearly frustrated by Nick's lack of enthusiasm, and so she just walks out of the hangar, leaving you all in there.
I'm going to go back to putting fuel in vodka bottles because that seems infinitely more fun right now. So if you'll excuse me, ladies.
I kind of just watch her walk away and I'm like...
I do too.
Looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then after she gets like a certain amount away, I kind of lean closer to Anasova and I'm like, was Nick acting weird to you?
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't she want to find out who this is? I mean, if I had a chance to go back in time and open my eyes and pay attention, I want that. I can't believe she's willfully just ignoring it.
With your...
It's okay. Just say it. It's fine.
Were there any signs?
No, man. Believe me, I've thought about this for hundreds of hours. There was no sign. I had no idea.
Well,
this is a reach out, my friend. Anasova, I need a reach out from you. That's a 2d6.
Okay. Can I just roll it right here in chat, or is there a specific button?
If you click on yourself, there's a 2d6 on your token.
Oh. Yes. Reach out.
Reach out. Do it.
12 success.
No.
Wait, that's not me.
that's a 2.
That's a 2. That's a 2.
Sorry, it like moved up and I saw whatever was up on the left.
No,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
a 2.
I failed.
That's a fail.
Yep. I failed.
No.
Oh boy.
So she's telling you, Irina, about how she looked for hundreds of hours trying to figure it out, and the ways that she's thought about this. And I'm going to tell you that you either, this is either ineffective for you, you misunderstand her, or you understand her all too well. You get to choose how you respond to that.
Okay. I just don't know how you could spend that much time with someone and not know.
Yeah, I've said the same thing. That's what everybody says.
Whether Nick helps us or not, we'll have to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We're gonna go spy on the mailroom.
Meanwhile, back at the mailroom.
We're gonna go hide in the mailroom. Sounds like not a good idea.
Lena, you knock on the door where Svetlana has her office. And she says, "Come in." Popova. I did not think I would see you anytime soon. Come in.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Your uniform. And she just sort of like fixes your shoulder board.
Thanks.
How are you?
Good. Fine. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
She
How
pulls
are
out
you?
2 shot glasses and pours a shot of vodka for you and for her. She puts the bottle back down and she pushes the shot glass over towards you. Prost.
Roast.
Are you okay?
Oh,
It's good, isn't it?
yeah. It's been a while. Thank you. Yeah. I'm all right. I'm really worried about the Nightingale. And I'm worried that there's something that we're not picking up, and I was hoping I could take a look at the records of what's come in.
The supplies? You'd have to talk to Sergeant Yu for that.
No, the letters.
Oh, letters? I don't think the Nightingale's been smuggling out through letters. I read everything that comes in and out.
Like all of it rotates through her mind. Like she knew the Polytronc was reading, but I don't think that like she'd connected the dots that like it was Svetlana that was reading all of her letters to Alexei. And so like she just goes red.
Because here's the thing. Olga Barsakova is not going to read those letters. That's a lot of letters. She does not have the time for that. It's not what she wants to do.
I mean, totally understandable. Also, like, let's be real. They're very sassy letters.
They are. So there's nothing in there, and I've combed over all of them. Messages have to be getting out some other way.
Do you have any ideas about the other way? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about spying, but you know how to look for these things. So I was wondering, Yeah.
I think the hospital was difficult for you, or are you all right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm cured and have found my place in the motherland. It's a good thing that you all gave me the opportunity to better find myself and understand who I am and where I stand.
May I call you Lena?
Yes. No. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I will never forget what you did for my sister.
For your sister? What does Anastasia have to do with this?
Well, I know you stepped forward to protect her, and I will never forget that. I want you to know that. No matter what, and I'm sorry I couldn't be in that interview with you today, but I will never forget what you did for my sister.
Anastasia.
I know, I mean, she of course, she said that she was in love with you, and I don't know how serious your relationship was with her, but I appreciate that you sacrificed yourself for my sister. That was very brave. That was very courageous. I don't know if you're still seeing her or not. She and I haven't spoken about those things in a long time, but I know that you make her happy, and I want you to know that since you mean so much to her, you mean that much to me. I mean, not in the same way, of course, but I will do my best to make up to you what you've done for my sister.
I think just out of character right now, like Lena's mind is like going like 1,000 miles a minute. She is trying, like in her mind, she's just like, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch. Like this is just a mantra that she's got going on underneath all of this. Because all she literally wants to do right now is find Anastasia and like beat the living crap out of her. But instead, I think what happens is you just like, she starts sweating again. And then she says, no, I told you I am cured, and Anastasia and I aren't together. But I appreciate you being willing to help me, so I could use the second set of eyes. I know you're already looking for the Nightingale, but I'm here to help.
Of course. Of course. If you need anything, okay? Just be careful.
Do we know if there's been a particular type of bombs?
Oh, well, I mean, we all use the same sort of munitions. We haven't seen any in our munitions recently, but there was something smuggled into one of the trucks that was leaving the base. So.
Can you... Which... Has it been a consistent truck?
No, we don't know which one. We've only caught one. We don't know if they've been sending out things multiple times, but we caught one. Unfortunately, we caught it off base, so we don't... It was a couple of miles from here after the truck had been a couple of places, so we don't know. But, yeah. Be good to my sister. I have work to do. But keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she fixes your shoulder board again. And she kind of looks at you like a little sister, sort of. She's got this sort of big sisterly look towards you.
Lena just like nods. And once she gets out of the room, is there like someplace nearby, like in a shelled out building that like is far enough away that if something got shattered, nobody would really care?
Sure. Yes.
I think Lena goes there and just like breaks shit for a while.
Meanwhile, back in the hangar, everyone has cleared out except for Nick, who's the only one of the flyers who's there. And people are working, and there's like, sort of contraptions happening. And Mel's working on the planes, and Mel's like, Volkova.
Sure. What do you need?
And like, she's like leaning into the plane. Could you hold this for me?
Yeah, right here?
Yep.
Okay.
And as you hold it, like you're kind of leaning in the plane, and she leans in to sort of fix part of this plane. And then she says, Have you told Lena about us yet?
Why would I do that?
I feel really bad that she doesn't know.
maybe it's better that she doesn't. The more people that know, I worry. And I worry right now, and I'm worried about everything right now.
I know, but it's been so long, and I can't tell her. I feel like that's not my place.
What are you asking me?
I just feel really bad.
I understand, but now's not the time. We're dealing with all of this Nightingale ridiculousness, and Lena she's different now.
I know.
Probably gonna try and break my face.
Every time she gets into a fight, I somehow think it's my fault.
It's not your fault. It's what they did to her in that place. And that's not your fault. We've talked about this. It's not your fault.
I know you say that. I just... Okay. Okay.
Look, I don't want to hurt Lena more. She's already hurting so bad. This would just hurt her more.
Can you at least, I don't know, do something to help her in some way? Because I can't.
I'm trying. I mean, we talk about everything but this. And I'm trying to keep her out of trouble, and I'm trying to help, but I think that place broke her. And I don't know what to do about that. I really don't, and I don't want to break her more. Please don't ask me to break her more.
Okay.
If there's a time and a place where it makes sense, I will tell her. But I don't think now is the time.
Okay. We could put a bucket of paint above the door of the hangar so when somebody comes in, they spill paint on themselves.
Yeah. We could do that. And hell, we can blame them as being the Nightingale while we're at it, too. It's as good as anybody to be blamed right now.
Yeah. Okay, I'd better get back to the planes. Thank you for helping me out.
Yeah, anytime.
Anasova, where are you going? As the day is wearing on.
I think we were gonna go stake out the mailroom. So we're probably like, yeah, we're probably.
How
I don't know
stealthy are we?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
was just gonna
question.
say, yeah, we got to be stealthy. We might be like tripping over something or each other, and then giggling and being like, stop. You gotta like, this is serious. This is serious business.
I want to know what all do you do to set up traps for the boys in case they come into a raid? We've got some.
I think I got completely distracted by this instead, and let them finish off with the boys there. And now I'm trying to stake out the mailroom.
I'm going to ask you, Nick. What all do you do to help ruin the boys?
Well, it's going to be the cake, which I think is fine, although it may have gotten a little dirty along the way. And the trap vodka. I think the paint, especially given what happened with the graffiti before and how much of a cluster that was, I think she might forego that for the subtlety of a soupçon of fuel in the vodka.
Excellent. And you two are going to go over towards the mailroom, and you're going to stake it out. You can give me some eyeballs if you like, which is skill.
All right.
Okay.
I don't get any bonuses. I was going to see.
Well, at least you got a partial success. I failed.
You can ask me one question.
What seems out of place?
Okay. It's a good question.
Nice. Very nice.
So you're over here, and you're by the supply, and the mail will come in. And of course, Svetlana's going to come in and like when you're sort of hanging out, you see trucks sort of coming in and out at various times during the day, and it's fairly busy because you have a lot of stuff that you need to have, right? You need to bring in munitions, you need to bring in supplies, food. I mean, there's just a lot coming in and out, and then of course, mail's going to be coming in as well. And you're sort of just staking out this place. And there are trucks all around the base, but you only see a couple. And you know that there are sort of trucks in different parts of where the base is, where people will sort of take things from different locations. And you're at the location near where the mail is. And Sergeant Yu is there. And you see her, you catch her a little bit. She is there with her husband, Boris, and like you catch them in a little bit of a smooch before he gets in one of his trucks and sort of like they're sort of chatting, and like he's over with one of his, right, and they're sort of talking about business, and you can see, you can tell in terms of out of placeness. Boris is up to his old tricks again. He's clearly brought over some. Well, when you first met him, he was stealing supplies from the 588th, but it looks like right now he's giving them some supplies now, maybe a little bit of illegal alcohol, perhaps. He's sort of hanging out with her on some sort of pretext to see her a bit. And, Titania at one point in time asked whether or not there were, indications of violations of regulations, and clearly they've got a bit of a. He gets access to black market goods, and he's also clearly sharing them with his now wife, and that's that he's sort of up to that for a bit. That's what you kind of see there. And after a bit of time, he drives off from this area off to another. He's probably going to leave or pick up some other supplies. And she's just sort of in. She's so happy. She's just like beaming. And then she hears something. And then her face goes all serious. And she pokes her head out. And she sees you two. And she and she goes, "May I help you?"
We were just trying to find the traitor.
I look at her like, really?
We thought maybe if we staked out the mailroom, we could see if anybody was trying to come in and mess with the mail. I'm sorry, we shouldn't have done it.
No one messes with my supplies, she says.
Someone has to be.
Well,
Sam.
Sergeant, and she's a sergeant like you. Look, I run a tight ship here. Whatever it is, it has to be happening outside of my supply area.
Are you sure?
Well, it has to be. Perhaps sometime after the trucks leave here, before they get somewhere else, somebody jumps on or something. I don't know.
I lean closer to her, kind of aggressively, and I'm like, I saw what he gave you.
She smiles, and then she looks around, and she pulls out this sort of parcel that he gave her, and she opens it up, and there is Swiss chocolate inside. Would you like some?
Irina wants to, but she's like, no, I don't want any of your chocolate.
And she,
look, if he's giving you that kind of stuff, what else is he giving you?
and she
Or
closes the box.
someone else.
Senior Sergeant Smirnov is a good man. He just has a knack of finding supplies. Always been that way.
Maybe he can find a knack for finding other things. There's clearly something not right here.
I suggest you look somewhere else. Somewhere where there...
Where else would we look than the place where packages are being delivered?
Perhaps with those munitions people.
Might I make a suggestion?
Junior Lieutenant?
I know you don't want to look, but you probably might. You should, because you don't want to be in a situation of you find out after the fact and you didn't look. And that's coming from someone who didn't look.
Yeah. Irina says to add to it, but it's not probably helping.
A lot of lives hang in the balance. All you have to do is look, and then we'll know for sure.
That is an act up, my friend.
Okay.
I assume you're acting up like a natural-born Soviet airwoman?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that
I
was
am.
pretty good.
Roll
I
medals.
was not.
Roll medals.
I got a 6. I failed.
She says, I trust my husband. There is no need for me to look. I will invite you both to leave.
Okay.
Irina just glares at her.
Lena, how you doing?
I think after Elena got done like bashing the shit out of that poor, presumably bombed out church. I don't know. She ruined some pews. It was great.
Tore up some books.
Tore up some books. Broke a window. And then she like straightens.
You've got a rage.
Make sure that like she's not got any open cuts that she's got. She like gets them to the point where they like stop bleeding.
Yeah.
And then she heads out to go watch the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna watch the trucks until mission time.
And
she's gonna find this person because she's going to fly after this war is done.
what about Anasova and Irina? Where are you going?
Oh, man. I am apologizing profusely as we walk out of that, out of the mailroom. Look, I'm sorry I told her and I spilled the beans. I just kind of wanted to see her reaction.
She thinks that her husband wouldn't do anything, which
everybody
I get.
everybody thinks that everybody thinks that, but somebody's doing it.
Yeah, but why not just prove that he's not the one doing it?
Because you don't want to be wrong. What do you think we should do? Do we go look at the trucks or do we investigate this chocolate situation?
By investigate, she means eat.
Well, he's definitely doing something. They're exchanging.
Yeah, you don't just get lucky and find drops, man. There's something weird about that.
And where are they getting that from?
Yeah, nobody's that lucky all the time. This is getting serious.
Should we tell somebody?
I don't know who we would tell.
Shemeva? If Titania was here, I'd tell her.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Just between you and me. I didn't want to bring it up to Anastasia, but Shemeva gets a lot of things too.
What? What do you mean?
Chocolates, cheeses, alcohol.
So it's not just... Oh, no. I mean, it could just be chocolates and cheeses, but...
Someone's got to be bribing someone.
That's... Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we need to tell someone. This could...
Maybe we need to talk to Olga.
I think it's too soon to tell Olga. She scares me.
She scares me too, but if Shemeva's part of it?
What if Olga's part of it? No.
Now we're just being paranoid.
Yeah, you're right. I'm being paranoid. Look,
We could follow Sergeant Yu.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So we're gonna go follow him because he wasn't that far, right? He just dropped off something for his wife.
Yeah. We'll follow him. Oh my God.
But it's getting late. You have a mission to go on. You've got to round up the crew for the mission.
I mean, we might have time to maybe just watch where he goes from here. What if he goes to the trucks? We could get lucky.
Okay.
We're just gonna follow him discreetly as we can, while maybe also looking to get ready to round people up. But I do want to follow him really quickly and see where he goes from here.
Okay.
As we're walking, I'm like, maybe we should have a better story so you don't do what you did last time.
Yeah.
No offense.
Well, yeah, we're rounding everybody up for our mission. That's great. Right.
Nick, where are you right now? There's a moment, we're at this one moment in time. Lena, there's a large bank of trucks. There's like a bunch of trucks. You've gone to different parts of the base. And you're heading to one part where some trucks are. You've been to other parts of the base. And you're heading towards, and they're kind of far off. You're heading towards them. And the trucks are near, sort of like the edge of the base. And you're heading towards a bank of trucks. And you two, Irina and Anasova, you've decided that you want to try to see if you can follow where Boris is heading with his truck. And Nick, where are you?
Well, I was the one that was still planting stuff.
Oh, yes.
When I show up.
Yes.
So I was back at the barracks, and then probably after that, just sort of goes and lays down on the bunk, but then gets back up and is pacing around. It's just very agitated right now.
And Anastasia's looking at you, just a little concerned, with her sort of angry red scar and nerve damage. She's like, are you okay?
I just did.
Oh, did she freeze up?
Oh, she did freeze up.
She did. Okay.
Oh my goodness! I thought that was like a dramatic. Oh, she's back.
Oh, so did I. Okay.
My connection dropped. But
Okay.
You grew up with stories. I mean, like the boy who cried wolf and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're trapped in that. Like when I was at home, that was one of the stories that my family always told, and we were always brought up to try and be ready for things, but also to make sure that we weren't pointing fingers in the wrong directions. And that's all that's happening right now is everybody's pointing fingers at everyone. And I'm just worried the wrong people are gonna get hurt.
Well, my sister's really good, and she wouldn't let that happen.
Your sister is only one person on this base. There are so many people here. And I mean, this has been going on for how long now? Months? Months upon months? You know, and I just don't know anymore, and I'm worried this is going to tear everybody apart. And we already went through something like this once where it was everybody accusing everybody else, and I worry.
Where is everyone?
They're all out looking for who the Nightingale is. And apparently it's everybody. I've heard accusations of so many people now. And they want them to prove they're innocent. How do you do that?
I don't know. And you think you hear something weird in the distance, but maybe not. It's sort of far away. Lena.
Yep.
You think you hear something towards the trucks.
Can I eyeball to see
You can.
what's up?
That is a skill.
Excellent. What's that? That's skill?
It is skill. I will just note that all of you have your pistols on you because you are pilots and officers. Just noting it. Oh
Is
yeah.
That's not a thing you just know.
You do have pistols. Go on.
A partial success at a
Just
9.
by the way, you have pistols that you've never used in any episode of this entire season.
You have them.
Just so you know.
I just want you to know you have them.
Reminder.
Good thing to know.
Just in case you need to know it. What would you like to ask me?
Can I see any sign that any of the trucks have been tampered with? Like it would, like someone might have, like after everything was loaded, done something to the truck.
Yes. There is a truck whose flap does not seem to be properly tied down. The rear flap.
I think Lena would like go to that one. Shoot, there's the sound too, which should be disconcerting, but I think that Lena's like pretty focused on like, I'm gonna find this Nightingale, and then I'm going to wreak havoc on things. So I think she would head to the truck to look inside.
Do you climb in?
Yeah.
Okay. You two, Irina and Anasova,
Yes.
you're heading towards the trucks.
Yes.
And you'd heard something a little bit ago. It was a little weird. You weren't quite certain what you could place it. And you're heading towards the trucks. And you see this sort of row of trucks. This is not the first set of trucks you've looked at. You've looked at a couple of other sets before. Now you're looking at this particular group of trucks. You're heading towards them. Anything you want to do or tell me before you
we're
get
just
there?
looking. I mean, Irina's like on the lookout, looking for anything that looks off.
Yeah. Is that a? Can I eyeball?
That is an eyeball.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All
Can we
right.
both eyeball?
Please do.
Is that skill?
Skill.
Yes. Okay.
Fail for
I see
Irina.
nothing.
Partial
Anasova.
success. for
Partial
me.
success. Give me a question.
Okay. What am I overlooking?
Pause. Cut to.
Okay.
Oh no!
That's never good.
Lena,
Yeah.
you step inside the darkness of this truck that has got.
Wait,
Sorry.
I step inside the darkness of the truck and what? I didn't catch that.
There are boxes, right, stacked up in this truck. And normally when you see a supply truck like this, everything is orderly and set up. But
Yeah.
this one has got some boxes tipped over. as if there's been some sort of struggle. And on the bed of the truck, you see Ivanova. And she's bleeding.
Oh no!
Do you make any sounds?
I think so. I just see Imanova. She's bleeding. Is she like face up or face down?
She's face up.
She's face up. Sorry, I'm just waiting for a moment, like how much Lena hates Imanova. I think Lena would make a sound that would just be like.
We cut to the outside of the trucks. You hear, to answer your question, PB, you hear some kind of sound in this one truck whose flap has been opened, and some kind of movement on the inside.
Shh. I think there's somebody in that truck.
Okay.
Look, that one. Look, the flap's not even closed.
You go on that side. And so I'm gonna pull out my pistol. I'm gonna go on the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I guess we're both gonna look at each other on each side of the truck and turn and look at it and point our guns, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm looking around the outside of the truck too as we approach to make sure nobody is like leaving the truck. And if I don't see anybody, then yeah, I will like, kind of open the flap for her to like peek in or go in and try to cover her.
And inside the truck, you see Lena standing over Ivanova, who's laying on the bed of the truck bleeding and has clearly been shot.
Lena, what did you do?
What? Nothing. I found her like this.
What
are you doing here?
Why? We heard something.
Put your arms up.
What?
Put your arms up.
Why?
Put your hands up.
I am.
Where's your weapon? Put it on the floor.
I grabbed her weapon off of her.
What are you doing?
I'm not making this mistake again. What happened? What did you do?
The Nightingale. I walked in and she was just shot. Or no, she's not. The Nightingale shot her. Obviously, it wasn't me.
Is her pistol warm?
It is not.
No.
I lower my weapon.
I lower mine as I see Anasova lower hers. But I don't give Lena her weapon back.
Ivanova coughs a little bit.
I go over to her immediately then. And where's she bleeding from?
She has been shot in the chest.
Oh my God. I try to, can I stop the bleeding? I'd like to put pressure on her wound a bit.
My friend, you are seeing a comrade die. Thanks for that, Mark.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. And she is bleeding out quickly, and you can see she's holding something in her hand.
What is she holding in her hand?
And she goes.
No.
Lena's gonna grab whatever was in her hands. Because she's still trying to figure out who the Nightingale is. She doesn't care all that much about Imanova.
It's a shoulder board.
It's a shoulder board?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have
from Lena?
Hey.
What is
and
that?
I'm gonna look at it. What's on the shoulder board?
It's a senior sergeant's shoulder board.
This is a senior sergeant's.
That must
Someone's
be
listing their shoulder board.
And it's not Ivanova because she's just a regular sergeant.
Out of character question. Who do we know that is a senior sergeant at this point?
A lot of people.
Yeah. There's like a whole bunch of them, right? But is Svetlana?
No, she's a senior lieutenant.
Okay.
Mel is a senior sergeant.
We gotta go look right now. Someone's got to go look at the uniforms right now.
All right, I'll take the barracks.
Go. I'm gonna stay with her.
No, you should go. You're a lieutenant. People will listen to you. I'll take her to the hospital.
Are you sure?
Lena's already out of the truck.
I'm not even listening to her. I'm using my fatal ambition, and I'm just going to go against her orders of going to look for somebody or going to look.
Yeah.
Instead.
Okay. Then yeah, I will get up and I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna see if I can. I'll go straight to Mel since we've already talked about her as a suspicious person.
There is also another senior sergeant, but you head to the hangar.
Okay.
And Mel's there with all the rest of the mechanic armorers, and they're prepping the planes because you're going to go off and fly in the next very shortly. And they're prepping the planes and they're getting ready, and she's.
I look right at her. Does she have both of her shoulder boards?
She does, and she just looks at you like you look very strange.
Great. Yeah, I'm sure I've got blood on me, and then I leave. Yeah, I turn around and leave, and I go for the next one that I know of that's here on this base right now.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of senior sergeants on this base.
Okay.
Who are stationed on this base.
Okay.
But they have their shoulder boards.
All of the ones on this base do?
On this base, yes.
I think Lena goes to Olga after she searches the barracks.
There is one person, and you got. By the way, before you search the barracks, Lena comes in to the barracks, Nick.
I heard something. What is going on?
Looking for a senior sergeant. Have you seen a senior sergeant who's missing their shoulder boards?
No. What?
Well, because I'm 90% sure that that's the Nightingale.
Well, we got to report this right now.
All right, I'm going. If you want to, I haven't seen anyone yet who's missing them, but I know that. Well, everyone's looking. Well, not everyone. I mean,
we gotta report it right now.
Right.
Nick, you know someone who's a senior sergeant besides Mel. One of your old friends.
No. Don't hurt me like this.
Boris is a senior sergeant.
Mm-hmm. Does that occur to Nick?
I don't know. You've hung out with him, though.
Yeah. I don't know if in that moment of panic that she would think about that. She'd probably be trying to run people through her head. Her first concern is actually probably
Mel.
To run and check Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's probably going to continue to urge Lena to go and report it. And she's going to take off to go check on Mel.
Do I pass you on the way?
Yes.
After I've done checking on Mel, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
And you see Nick going towards the hangar in a rush as you're coming out.
I just take note of it, and I'm probably at this point, if I can't find anybody with a missing one, I'm going straight to Olga.
Lena gets there first, but not by much longer.
Okay.
And Olga's in her office, drinking some lovely chai tea.
Good evening. I believe the Nightingale is a... I believe the Nightingale is a senior
And
sergeant.
this is when Anasova comes in.
I just burst through the door.
I gave you the board, the shoulder board.
I just burst through the door, and I'm
gun, I guess.
I'm holding the shoulder board, and I am covered in a bit of blood since I went over to her to try to stop her from dying. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you tell her? You told her already?
Yes, I mean I was. Did you find anyone who was missing?
No, I couldn't find anyone.
What is going on?
Found my shoulder blade. And Imanova was shot.
She was shot in the truck.
One of the trucks.
I think she found the Nightingale and the Nightingale shot her and she was clutching this in her hand. She died.
She's dead?
She's
Oh.
dead.
We're calling an assembly. Give me the board.
Yeah, I hand it to her. Or I drop it, probably. I don't hand it to her. I probably just want to let go of it.
I think Lena picks it up and hands it to Olga after you drop it.
Thank you. And she walks out towards the command spot. And you have a meeting, you have a mission coming up, but sirens go and you're all called to assembly immediately.
Okay.
The entire regiment. And there's Olga Barsakova and Yevdokia Barshanskaya. And Olga walks the entire regiment, looks at each person, especially looking at all the senior sergeants, and no one is missing their shoulder board. And she's just holding this shoulder board.
Oh, God.
And she walks back and she says something to the major. And the major says, Airwomen, we have an important mission tonight. All of your section commanders will have details of that mission. Be prepared. 2A, I want to speak with you all. And everybody starts heading off, and that is all you. And the major and the captain wait for you off to the side.
Oh, boy.
So should I... Am I with them again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have been brought in. Everyone has come in for this assembly. Captain Barsakova says, all right. No one is missing their shoulder board, and no one had time to change. The night is falling. We have a mission. Please.
Irina and I, earlier we saw there was someone else here today visiting.
Who was visiting?
I look over at Irina.
Sergeant Yu, ma'am.
Sergeant Yu's from here. Who was visiting?
Oh. Shit, sorry. I thought that's who was visiting.
No, Boris was visiting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sergeant Smirnov.
Sergeant Smirnov.
Ma'am, I would have said that. Sorry.
Sergeant Smirnov.
Yes, and he was bringing a package of chocolates.
Captain Barsakova takes the shoulder board, puts it in her pocket. I see.
I didn't have any of the chocolate.
Neither of us did, ma'am.
Well, thank you. You'll have a mission to go on tonight. Make sure you check your munitions. Which truck was it?
The flap is not fully...
Truck 85, ma'am.
85. Thank you. We'll look into this. You have a mission tonight. It's important. And she gestures to some guards, some of these women who are guards, and they start heading off. And she speaks to Svetlana Shermetova, who goes off towards one of the buildings while she goes off towards one of the trucks. And you are headed off towards your mission for the evening, which our acting section leader is going to have to prepare us for.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want everybody to know I made this decision before all the crazy happened. But because it is the second to last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I chose C.
Yes.
unsacked but heavily defended fortress city of Königsberg. I hope I said that right.
Königsberg.
Yeah. Only volunteers will
sorry.
thrive.
D through F.
Oh, D through F.
Yep.
Okay, then. Oh, well, yep, D through F. Headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to butcher that. A knot of Nazi dead-enders who will fight to the last.
So the Verteidigungsbereich Schweinemunde.
Thank you.
Which
Holy
is
crap.
one of these big headquarters. And you are going to go off. Now, that one will not give you an advance, just in case, you want that one. D will give you an advance if you want one.
Let's take a look. Oliver Berlin.
It's up to you.
7 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Consequences when landing
It's
is always enemy fire.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Okay.
You will be bombing the 3rd Panzer Army fuel dump and supply depot at Pankow, which is very close to you, just minutes away from where you're at. And there's going to be heavy anti-aircraft fire. And all of Berlin is ablaze, and your planes will be very visible. You're going to need 3 good navigators in each plane.
Okay.
Except, here's the thing. One of your airwomen is dead.
Oh.
They will replace Ivanova with the Greek.
Oh.
A Greek, a good navigator?
You want PCs navigating, because NPCs always fail. They don't roll.
Okay.
And the Greek is sort of brought in, and she's like, "Hey, everyone. Hey, did you hear the rumor?"
Shut up.
Oh.
We're talking about the mission tonight, and I need you at attention and fully focused.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? We are going...
After the mission, I'm totally going to ask her what the rumor she heard was.
Okay. Fat lot of good her rumors did us is what I was thinking when I told her to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Except get somebody killed. Okay, so who here is a good navigator? I've never done this before, so
I am.
okay, perfect, great. So I will have you 2 navigating, and I will be the 3rd navigator.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna have Irina. Obviously, will be flying, and I think that means Anastasia can fly with me, and then the Greek can. Oh. No one wants to fly with the Greek.
I also have bonuses when I'm with Lena or Anastasia, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Then we'll put you with Lena. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the
I have
Greek.
a bonus with Anastasia as well.
Great. You can be with Anastasia, and I'll take the Greek. No biggie.
So that's Irina and Lena, and I think in 42? Little Clipper?
Yes.
I get a bonus in Little Clipper, but I also get a bonus for being with Arena.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
And then we'll have Nick and Anastasia. Would you like them to be in Lucky 13 or Death's Kiss?
I am quite fond of Death's Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take Death's Kiss.
Okay. Anastasia and the Greek. And so, who's the lead navigator?
Me.
Mm-hmm. Lead pilot would be Irina.
Yep.
And the other of you 2 are Veromaya.
Excellent.
And so, as the night falls, but it never gets really dark because of the fires, the sky is orange and red with the fires that Berlin is under. And your planes take off, and there's a nervous energy because you know that on the ground, Olga Barsukova is making phone calls, seeing what she can find. But you also know that if it was Boris, you might wonder, did Sergeant Yu know? Was she involved? Did they get messages out? Is your mission tonight compromised because of this? You don't know. But you have to bomb the 3rd Panzer Army. You're getting towards the end of this war, and you have to do it.
As we're walking to our planes, I'm going to lean over to the Greek and be like, so what'd you hear?
Look, I heard that Sergeant Yu and Sergeant Smirnov are doing it in the supply room regularly. Like, almost all the time. At least once a week he comes over.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Well, duh.
Oh. Well, I thought that was pretty good.
No, I've heard better.
Really? What have you heard?
I just walk away.
And you leave her hanging. She wants the good gossip.
I'm totally out of it right now. I am just thinking all the terrible things everyone thought about me. Like, how could she not know? Did she know?
Yeah.
Did she? And it's hurting me quite a bit. In fact,
it's probably not good if Boris did it. It will not go well for Sergeant Yu. That people will not believe that she didn't know.
I know, and I don't believe that she didn't know, and that's exactly what just happened to me, and I'm kind of mind blown right now over it.
So, your planes take off. Off into the sky.
I check to make sure I have no duds before I go flying off.
Eyeball.
Okay. That's skill?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta select my character. 7.
You will ask, I assume, if you have any duds?
Yeah.
You do not.
Should we all be eyeballing?
You might want to, if you like.
Okay, yeah.
I keep my plane every single time I go up now. I'm freaked out.
Okay, yeah. I will also eyeball. That's probably a normal thing that I should do before we.
If you're being paranoid, that's skill.
Yeah, I am.
Arena's just double checking her plane all around. And even with Lena, when Lena does the thing where she's checking like the clipper, Irina looks suspicious of Lena even.
Yeah, I guess I would be checking the planes. That's my job.
Yeah.
I'm the leader,
Yeah.
so I won't just check mine. I'll check. Yeah.
It looks like
Good call.
it looks like there are no duds in your bombs.
Okay.
Mel seemed to have been on top of that one.
Okay.
So
Okay. Great.
you take off, and I need our lead navigator to wayfind, and that, my friend, is a skill roll.
Okay. However, to find a target at night, I don't need to wayfind. If I instead take a mark or 1 harm, so I will take 1 harm and I will just do that thing. For the team.
Tell me about how this harm comes about. This can be either physical or psychological.
Absolutely, it's psychological. I am messed up over the fact that I just kind of I can't blame anybody now. I can't be mad that they thought what they thought about me, and it hurts. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that. I don't know whether to give her the benefit of the doubt or that's my harm.
So, you're flying out there, and you seem in some ways be distracted, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you've got all this in your mind. But you know, and it's actually a little bit interesting, because as you're coming in, enemy fire just starts going every which way. But you were prepared, or paranoid, perhaps. Perhaps you were thinking maybe our approach was compromised, and you take them somewhere else, not the way that you would normally go, and you bypass all of the enemy fire, and you line up a perfect run. Irina.
That's weird. Where are we going? Oh, I see.
I don't know.
And I rolled to see how well I drop bombs.
This is a guts.
Guts. +1.
Yep.
13.
That is a full and complete success. And because this is Night Witches, what one negative consequence would you like to have? Would you like the damage?
Better success, but here's your consequence.
Here's your consequence. The damage is not significant. It's your fault. Trigger enemy fire. a plane in your section is damaged. I get to choose which one. Or you and your fellow airwoman are marked.
Mark us, mark us.
I don't know. What should we do?
You could be marked.
Yeah, we could be.
Or you can have a plane damaged. I'm just saying you can do whatever you want. Like, you can make your choices.
A little clipper. To be fair, like, the little clipper has sustained damage.
She has.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can take marks.
All right. Which marks will you both take?
I know I was cheering for this a second ago, but I don't actually know which mark I want to take. I just think it's fun.
Marks are tasty. They're full of love.
Yeah, except when you pick Death of a Comrade.
Which was the first one my eyes fell on. I was like, oh, Death of a...
You can do it.
We just saw that this episode.
Do it. Pick Death of a Comrade. I'd be really excited for it. Do it. I mean, do whatever you want. Make your own choices.
One episode left, so it's time to do it. Drama.
Yeah.
I think mine is going to be betray a friend or lover.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
What is wrong with you?
Little cat.
He's so weird.
No, he's so cute.
I know.
He like pretends to eat my thumb too. Or, yeah, he just like makes the noise and that's it. Nothing happens. Why are you like this? Sorry, I thought I was muted when I said that actually.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I'm picking to suffer the death of a friend or a lover.
Nice. You know what? I love that you all give me gifts. I
It's not like
appreciate
we have a choice, really. So
You can pick whatever you like, really.
Can Olga be considered my friend?
No, she is not your friend.
Well, I tried.
And you fly back. And you come back after the bombs explode and you destroy the 3rd Panzer Army headquarters, their fuel depot. Like, it's just fire in the night and it is beautiful. And you were able to sort of circumvent any sorts of traps laid for you. And you arrive back on base safe and sound. Everyone advances, by the way. Now, you get back on base and things are sort of hectic. There's like, it's been a long, long night and it's the early morning as you arrive back into your debrief. Are there any advances I need to know about that involve promotions or medals?
yes.
Yes? Mm-hmm. Tell me, you're taking a medal?
Yeah.
Is that the Hero of the Soviet Union?
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm gonna take a medal too.
What is your medal?
The leftmost medal, Medal of Valor, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I will also take one.
Which is your medal?
Suvorov.
Got it.
Suvorov.
Mm-hmm. Nick?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's take another medal.
Which one is your medal?
Order of Suvorov.
Got it. So, you arrive and you're brought into, and by the way, I realize we totally skipped break, but we'll just end a little bit early. It'll be fine. I was just like, oh no.
It was pretty intense.
I know.
I
I was
didn't
like,
even notice, honestly.
I know. It's like, oh my goodness. You are, so by the way, audience, sorry for skipping break, but we're just going to end 10 minutes early. So you arrive and you're brought into your debriefing room. And at the debrief is Captain Barsakova and also Major Bashanskaya. And it has been a very sort of heavy bunch of fighting going all along. And they're all standing there waiting. And Major Brashkranskaya says, we've had initial reports of the success of this mission. Please, Airwoman, tell us what happened.
We flew to the drop point and dropped the bombs.
Details?
I assumed that potentially maybe our original flight plan may have been compromised. So I took us a different way just to be safe. And because of that, we avoided enemy fire and detection, and we were able to successfully drop the bombs and head back.
Anyone else?
It was smoother than a lot of the other missions tend to be. It's everyone came together and really made it happen.
Good.
Irina was exceptional.
Alberg. Ladies, there is some news. We contacted the 218th. And Senior Sergeant Smirnov was missing his shoulder board. I understand that you all knew him of some sort. And of course, Sergeant Yu has also been taken into custody.
When we were Sergeant Yu's the one that we were talking to before, right?
Yeah, where we were like, you need to look.
I'm going to kind of throw her under the bus.
Do it.
A little bit further.
Do it.
I just want to make sure I had the right person.
Oh, yes.
Last time I name.
Wait, before you throw it in the bus, let me give you the opening to really do it. Now, we are still looking into Sergeant Yu. She may not have known what her husband was up to. We will have to see.
Ma'am?
Yes.
When Lieutenant Andreeva, oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever actually said your last name before.
Yeah. Me either. It's fine.
And she seemed defensive and wouldn't let us see what she was up to.
Yes.
Maybe she was working with him.
We found contraband, and this is Sergeant Barsukova's crops up. I searched her supply room, and there was contraband. Clearly things that she had gotten from Sergeant Smirnov.
I believe she may have been trying to bribe us. She provided us with some chocolate. Neither of us took any.
Neither. Definitely didn't take any chocolate.
Excellent. Well, she's clearly a black marketeer, and that is not allowed. But I'm afraid I have some good news and some bad news. I will allow the good news to be given by, of course, our regimental commander. And Captain Barsukova turns to the major, who says, "This section is responsible for the uncovering of a terrible, terrible traitor. And for that, you will all be awarded honors. Sergeant Volkova and Junior Lieutenant Andreeva, you are both awarded the Order of Suvorov for your brilliant actions in uncovering this traitor you have been awarded the Order of Suvorov. This order is bestowed upon those who display exceptional courage, self-denial, and valor during combat. You are awarded for outstanding leadership, leading to our victory. The entire 588th is bursting with pride, comrades. And you, Popova, Sergeant, you are awarded the Medal of Valor. For your fearless actions uncovering the traitor, you've been awarded this Medal of Valor. This Medal of Valor is awarded to soldiers for personal courage and bravery displayed in battles against the enemies of the socialist motherland, while protecting the state border of the USSR during the performance of military duties in circumstances involving risk to life. Well done, comrade. Sergeant Alberg, step forward. You have been influential in not only discovering the SS officer that would lead us to this traitor, but your bravery, not only in this matter, but in all matters of flying, is unparalleled. And you are hereby awarded a medal that goes to very, very few, the highest medal that can be awarded to a member of the Soviet Union. The hero of the Soviet Union. For your ironclad devotion to the people's ideals and determined labor on behalf of the state, you, Sergeant Irina Alberg, have been awarded the Medal for Valiant Labor. This medal is awarded to workers, technical personnel, and other specialists in transport, science, and industry, as well as the workers on collective farms and in trade unions, and the party who contributed at least 1 year of service during wartime. And to those who have made the ultimate bravery, the highest award that can be awarded, you stand beside workers, peasants, laborers, and heroes. You have our compliments and our thanks, comrade.
I would do it all over again.
And she sort of nods to you. I'm afraid we have no champagne for the ceremony, but I am proud of all of you. You have made the motherland safer, and we will give, they sort of lay out a plate with food. That plate will remain for Ivanova. I'm afraid we have some bad news. The Nightingale gave lots of information about our movements, and that information has resulted in losses. They did not only give information about the movements of the 588th, but also to the 218th. Sergeant Popova, may I speak with you outside, please?
Lena just sort of freezes. And she's not going to move until, she's just full on frozen.
I will reach over and touch her arm or shoulder area. So it's okay.
I can go with you if you want, Lena.
And everyone in the section is looking at you.
You can just stay.
I regret to inform you that your husband was shot down this last night. Information given by the Nightingale directly led to his section's flight path being known by the enemy, and I'm afraid he perished. I'm very sorry.
Nick reaches out for Lena's hand.
Were they able to recover the body?
Not as of yet.
Is there any way we can be on that mission to recover his body?
I will fight for it, yes.
I think Lena just holds on to Nick's hand really tightly. But she doesn't really move. And there's just like one tear that just sort of drops off of her face. But she doesn't go to wipe it off or anything like that. She just like keeps staring straight ahead. And her face is just, there's no color at all.
We're sorry. And Captain Barsakova just leans over to you and says, "We will find his body." And looks at Irina Alberg and says, "I will make sure you are on that mission."
Irina nods.
And they leave, leaving you there together. Just you five, you four, and Anastasia. And Anastasia just cries quietly. And that is where we'll end our episode. 10 minutes early, because we didn't take a break. My friends, that was an amazing episode. I want to thank everyone for having been here for this. When we arrive next week for our very last episode, when the war will end, we will hopefully get Alexi's body and perhaps tell Lena's brother what happened, and find how the war ends. I want to thank you all for being here so much. And the first thing I want to do is read out some donations that we've had. We had a couple of donations, and I want to thank everyone who did donate to us. Our first donation was from the Vera Pavlova fan. And Vera Pavlova sends us a message before our episode even started, because they could not make it here today to be live. They have to watch on the VOD, and says, "A penultimate fight. All things must end for the future to come. Our witches must soar, must love, must roar. Everyone is changed. None remain unburned by the fires of war. Each of our witches is precious. Each of them brave, strong, and unforgettable. Couldn't watch live today. Go, fly, bomb Nazis." And that was $10. Willin TW, the keeper of our wiki, donates $15 and says, "Hi, it's great to see you all. Thanks for this awesome show. I feel like there will be feels today."
Well,
And I think it was true. Here is a donation for $5.69 from Flumpkinberry. Flumpkinberry donated $5.69 and says, "Oh, thanks, Trooper. How did you know it's a good horror GM? I don't even stream my games." So it turns out the person whose name rhymes with Flumpkinberry was just Flumpkinberry all along. I didn't even know. We have...
Thank you, Flumpkinberry.
We have $5 from Dunya Rostova, who has given us another piece of a poem by Bella Ekmadulina, Incantation. "Don't mourn for me. I shall survive. The one who's kinder than the fresh wounds nursing, under the crazy military bursting, under the star of mine that's ever glossing. In any way, I'll really survive." And 2 donations just came in 1 minute ago. One from Karase, who donated $5 and says only, "Rest in peace, Alexi." And Willin TW donates $5 more and says, "Wow, just breathless." Thank you to our viewers for being here for this. And I appreciate it. You all are so wonderful. Thank you for being here with us. Please come back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific for Worlds Beyond with our Shell Game, who's over there, whose character is quite different, much less punchy, sometimes.
Yeah, it depends on if she's in werewolf form or not, I think.
Sometimes that happens. And then you can see us on Saturday, next Saturday, same time, 3 p.m. Pacific time for the very last episode of Night Witches. And we have a special surprise for you, so do not miss it. So I would like to turn this over right now to the most wonderful cast I've had the honor to GM so far. I'd like to start at the top with Team Jacob, I suppose.
How
How dare you? Team
dare you?
Team Howling? Like 80s werewolf films in Team Werewolf in London? Mac.
What was werewolf? Not swearwolf. That one.
Yeah. Fun fact, I worked in my career on all of the licensing for the Twilight films, so I'm just going to have some, like, horrible flashbacks now, so thanks for that.
At least you're having flashbacks about Twilight and not about Alexi dying.
Oh.
So it's better?
When I chose that, I really didn't hope. I hoped it wouldn't be Alexi, honestly.
Of course.
But if you are people out there that want to talk werewolves, please hit me up on my social media at Strange Like That, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Happy to talk to you. You can also find me over every Monday at Happy Jack's RPG, playing various games. I'm either on Star Trek and playing a android who is also the ship's counselor, or this Monday I'm there playing Dragon Heist, which is a D&D 5e game, and I am a shifter bard in that one.
Oh, nice. Maggie, the thrower of people under the plane, my dearest.
You can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places because that's who I am and that's where you can find me. I do a lot of things on the internets, including tabletop RPG stuff. And the next one that I will be on is at 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow over on the Roll For It channel. If you're interested in that, I play a completely different character who is a 12-year-old superhero.
With
super
blue hair.
If you want to check that out.
But like with the blue hair and pigtails, so adorbs.
It's a
It
super
is
adorable.
super cute. It is really cute.
And she has a robo dog, so I mean,
What?
Yeah.
I know what rule set you're doing, or what yeah, anyway. Masks.
yeah, we're doing masks.
Yeah.
Masks.
And I
Playbook,
it's a
that's
job
the word.
to make video games for a living. So if you want to come check out my recent project, which is Ashes of Creation, you can go there and Google that.
And we're going to go to Shell Game next because I have something special I want to say to PB. So, Shell Game.
Hello, I am Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is the Shell Game. Everywhere else is just Shell Game. Or you can also catch me live here in Seattle at Unexpected Productions, usually on Thursday nights and Fridays and Saturdays when I have the availability for it. And 7 p.m. Worlds Beyond. I play Anon, who is a diplomatic character who knows how to connect with people very well and also thoroughly enjoys connecting on all the levels with everybody.
All of the levels.
All of the, yes.
All of the levels.
Very few boundaries.
And last but not least, I want to thank Pumpkinberry for being our guest for these last 3 episodes. You have been such a wonderful addition to the squadron.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy that Anasova has been able to get her rank back and to be redeemed. And I hope even that means that her parents will now start talking to her and that, like, you know, I just want to give her the biggest hug, just the biggest hug.
I want to give her the biggest hug too. Before I tell you where you can find me, that was incredible. The last, which felt like an eternity where no one spoke. I've never had a moment like that really in an RP, where somebody didn't feel like they had to fill the silence, where we just sat there and let it happen. Also, Alexi was one of my favorites, so I watched a bunch before I came on to the show, and
He's a sweet boy.
so sweet, and just the like real love and friendship that you have to have with someone to, you know, sacrifice your future partnership or relationship to just save someone's life. That's really amazing. So yeah, anyway, you can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry, and I GM Nocturne, a horror show, which airs right before the Worlds Beyond.
So
you
watch
check
it.
that out. Yeah,
Watch
come
it.
check it out. Spend your Wednesdays soaking up role play. That's what you should do. And thank you guys so much for inviting me onto the show and for being amazing GM and players to play with. It's been an amazing experience.
Oh, and
I'm gonna go cry into pasta.
I need pasta.
Yeah.
I'm Trooper SJP. I am your GM, your game moderator of feels, who only gives you what you ask for, which sometimes equals death. You know, that's all. You can find
Is
me.
that mine?
No,
Mine
No.
was her.
no,
Okay.
no. That
I did this one.
Okay.
that was Lena's choice.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, Alexi.
You know, it happens. And remember, it's Boris's fault. In case you want to blame somebody, it is Boris's fault.
Don't let Lena near Boris.
Yeah. Oh, so
The real
good.
question is did she know?
That's the question.
I have to. It will burn at me, I think.
Yeah.
And will we get definitive proof? Or will it be another me situation where she's just like, no, I swear I didn't know. Oh my God. I can't think about this anymore.
But she is not connected like you were. So it's not going to work out as well for her. Yeah. Oh, so good, everyone. You can find me at Trooper SJP on my channel where I stream on Thursdays and Saturdays. You can find me tomorrow where I'll be streaming Sunday Fun Day with Little Red Dot, where I'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for all the feels. And see us. Is there anything else I want to say? No, I said everything, right? So see us next Saturday for the final episode of Night Witches, where we're going to have a break because we need the break for the surprise. So there's going to be a break and there's going to be a surprise, and we will see you then. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here at the Geek Space, and have a great evening, everyone. Fly right. We're not in yet. Hold on. Wait, I've got it. We're still live. Wait. And